of the game. But both teams really knocking at each other. It's a very fast-paced game. Both teams showing a lot of good touches, good technical awareness. Well, you have the Portsmouth team with the likes of Jessica Pelby and others who are very experienced players. And you have the Kalinago team who have some younger players, but again, just as skilled, just as prepared for the challenges that they face. Well, as we said, the big talking point of the game so far is that double red card incident that occurred before we could get the game to you live. Well, it's the Rosa-Scared Portsmouth Bombers women versus the Kalinago Warriors women on a bright, shining Saturday afternoon at the Stockholm Technical Centre as that ball rolls off of the boot of Jessica Pelway and is out for a corner kick in favor of the Kalinago Warriors.
Okay, I know that we're still into the first half, but you'd have to really wonder who is actually going to be affected more by the -1. Because we do know sometimes, even if players do receive red cards, and of course they do play in deficit in terms of the number of players on the field, sometimes it does not affect them. But we're going to be waiting and see. We're going to wait to see whether or not this will affect any of the teams as Kiara Shillingford tries to spread one in free to the middle. Jessica Pielwe. Back to Jessica. Interception completed by Kiara Shillingford of the Kalinago Warriors, a member of the
National
National
Academy.
Academy, whom of course I've been following the National Academy, and it's been some wonderful work by the various coaches headed by international FIFA instructor coach Kurt Hood. Good heel. Jessica, ooh, nice one through. As the Kalinago Warriors try to fashion that ball into a bit more space for them. They're under a bit of pressure in the middle. Trying to break that gap, and it's just been not been able to cross through as a possible break. Casey puts on a bit of pressure on the defense. Tries to get some clearance. Challenger putting under some pressure as well. Kiara Shillingford completes the interception. Just offer and is about to take a shot. Shot on! Just over.
And that was the number 9 there, Naira Tulok. Despite the red card given to her sister, taking that attempt there. And that's the game's first real meaningful attempt there coming from the Kalinago Warriors. And if that ball had just dipped a little earlier, it might have been trouble for Shante Hazel in the goal. But the game continues and the ball still with the Warriors. The Warriors really looking to come forward, but losing out. But good cover by Shillingford. Apple on the ball. Look, as Kezra actually. Anissa trying to get that ball into the center. The Warriors really growing in this game. Warriors putting a lot of pressure. Coming forward. Still.
Jessica Pielwe with the clearance, Kareem.
There's going to be another corner kick in favor of the Warriors.
I think that shot on goal, Kareem, has spiked a bit of adrenaline into the Kalinago ladies. And they're trying to ride it on this adrenaline as they play from the eastern side. Winger attempting to get in through to the penalty area. Gets through. Frank gets a slight bit of clearance for Portsmouth. Again. More clearance from Shanice Frank. Loses possession for Portsmouth at the time, but averts danger for Portsmouth. Shillingford gets proceedings back. Interception completed by Timisha. Timisha trying to drive down through to the middle.
The Kalinago Warrior ladies really dunking that ball from side to side, trying to break through that stubborn Portsmouth defense. Kalinago Warrior ladies younger, but still very good. As they have that ball to come down the right hand side, and Jessica Paley completes the clearance only as far as the winner on that side for the Kalinago Warriors. That's Nikayla Daru doing that damage on the right hand side. The Warriors team, interestingly enough, Joseph, this is I think that was the second year in the league, second or third year in the league. But it's a team that would have been together training even before that. And it took a few years to get there and to learn and to learn to work together as a team before actually entering the league. So kudos to them with that defensive stop coming from Annalisa Laura. So very composed at the back there. Now working the captain's armband for the Warriors, Leanne Laura. Apple trying to spread a through ball. Jessica stops it. And Joy coming forward, dispossessed by Laura. And Laura brings it to Daryl. Trying to find that through ball again, but Jessica Pelway only as far as Tulloch. Still trying to find some space. The Warriors really piling on the pressure. Warriors trying to find a gap, but a clearance finally completed by Portsmouth, and Portsmouth looking to come on the break. And over the past couple of minutes, it's been all Warriors, Joseph.
Very much so. That's a goal. Well then, a ball. Nice ball through, but a bit rich with the pass, Kareem.
Yeah, just a little too much power on that pass. I don't feel it was a pass. I feel it was a shot. And got to just going to roll Hammersley to Shante Hazel. But here comes the Warriors again. Doing a lot of work down the right-hand side.
Kiara tries one in. Looking for some space. Oh, gets blocked by Shanice Frank Kareem. That
was
Apple with that attempt.
And the Portsmouth defense stubborn. Remember, Portsmouth are the defending champions of the Women's Premier League. I mean, a lot of it had to do with the star girl, Lemai Ford, who is, as we said, pursuing her studies overseas right now. But I mean, there is enough talent in the Portsmouth ranks to
hold the fort.
Yes, to hold the fort. But it's going to be a good game. Well, the game so far has been a very interesting game. Very closely fought game. I don't expect a blowout, Joseph.
Kareem, you never know, you know. Yeah, you really and truly never know, because the last time the Portsmouth team played, we actually said that, and you realize how it ended up. I believe they played against South City was their last game, and we were actually at that particular game here. Jessica Pierre looking for some options, pushing forward. Joyce making a run for it. Will she get to it? She will get to it. Slows down proceeding a little bit on the far end. Jessica Pierre tries to recycle back. She's under a bit of pressure. Daru. The infamous long shots that we know Jessica for. She tried one. And it's relentless. Kalinago defense is really holding up. And they're attempting to make a break, trying to get one through to the middle. Shanice Frank holds on. She has moved into a center defensive midfield position right now. And Casey prevents any further drive down the line.
That ball out of play will be a throw into the Warriors. But they just have to be careful, because there is, again, enough talent in the ranks of the Portsmouth team. And that ball thrown down the line expertly there. Apple Apple on the ball. Apple trying to drive towards goal, but Portsmouth defenders there, but only as far as Shillingford. The ball land, rolling. Again, Tullock trying to fashion some space to shoot. And Jessica Perlwee there to the rescue for Portsmouth completing the clearance. And that was Naira Tulloch coming through, trying to fashion a little bit of space to get that shot off to trouble Shante Hazel's goal. We saw a really good match last night between the Belfast Estate Soca Strikers and Southeast. The Kurt Hector Southeast women's team. Again, on the ball, Warriors with some good passing on top of the box. Challenger.
Pierre-Louis. Sister Timisha this time, driving down the line. Keeps one in, and will she keep it in? No. It will roll out of play, out of the field for throw-in. And Karimi, we're talking about that very, very, very well-fought game last night between the Southeast Ladies and the Mahosoka Strikers. At a certain point, the Strikers were held down 2-0 by the Southeast Ladies.
Yes, they were down 2-0, completing that comeback. Very late. A mistake from the Southeast goalkeeper. And then a goal coming almost directly from the indirect free kick. That ball is out of play, and it'll be the Kalinago Warriors ball. So both teams playing with 10. I think you asked the question earlier, Joseph, which team would be suffering more from the red card? And I think that the Kalinago ladies might be missing China a little bit more.
Yes.
Yeah, that's not to say that Christina Sobers isn't an important part of the Portsmouth team, but it's just that, China is that focal point for Portsmouth, for the Warriors.
Yes.
As we have that ball rolling down the line, and it's going to be a corner kick in favor of Portsmouth. China is that clinical striker, and we can actually see that a few of the opportunities that were presented to the Warriors, if China was in fact on the field, we might be looking at a different game where they would probably have scored a goal or two by now. And then in the case of Christina Sobers, playing in that defensive midfield position, might be there to break up some of those plays. So, both teams missing something, an element here. But at this point, it's 10-10. It's almost even. And it's just up to the coaching staffs to probably pick up at the other team, and let's see who can get the breakthrough here this afternoon. It's a beautiful Sunday in Dominica. Sunset nicely coming in as we have Challenger coming through the ball. Up through to Apple, but she is offside. Yes. Good weather for football.
Very much so. I like the fact that a Bolon Joyce on the far end, but yet still the offside flag goes up against Joyce. So we have one offside to the next, Kareem. It's good to see the patrons coming out to give some support to the women.
Yeah, women's football has traditionally been very well attended in Dominica. Those of us who have been in the football world long enough can remember a lot of games taking place at the Lindo Park in the early days of football.
Yes, that's true. I guess hopefully soon we may see a comeback.
Yes, well, I mean, the games are being played at the technical center, and again, there are always a few people who come out to support the young ladies. There are games going on. I think Harlem is playing in Dubla right now as well. So there are a few games taking place around the island as we end the year. We're just trying to finish up the last set of leads here, as that ball is still in the box, ricocheting a little bit. Clearance not quite done yet, and the Kalinago Warriors can get on the ball, and Kalinago Warriors can try and fashion something again from the right hand side. Ball coming into the box, but it rolls out of play, and it'll be a goal kick to Portsmouth. Jessica Pell on the ball. Jessica tries to play a long ball forward. Again, good cover by the Kalinago Warriors captain.
Oh,
Ooh, that's a
Shillingford will
good
make a
ball along
run.
the line. But Shillingford just unable to reel it in.
We know usually we've seen Karim, the coaching staffs of the different teams being very vocal, but what I can admire and I can appreciate of the coaching staff, in fact, from both ends, just highlighting the pointers and not necessarily coaching ball by ball. At least allowing the teams to communicate amongst them, the players to communicate amongst themselves.
That's a
Good one forward, and it will just go out, Karim.
Yes, yes, that was a good attempt at that ball. They're coming forward, trying to find Temisia Pelwi.
We just heard Jessica Pierre just sort of questioning in the 40th minute that no goal has been scored on either end. Ooh, straight into her chest. And she must be feeling a little bit of pain.
That's Naira
Naira
Tulok.
Tulok.
And ball with the Warriors.
Let's go.
Ball headed back. Oh, bit of a mistake there by Portsmouth. And let's see if Warriors can capitalize. They can't, and the ball can come free. And looks like
Timisha.
and muscle of the ball there is Tamisha. That was some good covering by Anissa Laura.
Defensively, Karim, both of these ladies teams have really held up defensively, and they've held up their ends very, very, very good.
Yes, defensively both teams are doing very well. Well, as evidence is the 0-0 score, and then that's a foul.
Yes.
Rosa Paul upended. Rosa Paul just upended.
I suspect Jessica will attempt a shot on target. She is the master of that. There we go. Oh,
Good work by the Kalinago goalkeeper.
Christian Louis.
Yeah. And Portsmouth looking at Kalinago looking to again attack down the right hand side. Going forward. That's a good pass. Tulok, driving towards goal. Tulok! And it's a save by Hazel. That's Naira Tulok there on the end of it. And again, that's what I was saying, Joseph. Probably if they had their focal point of China, that could have been across into the box. So if China, in fact, was on that run, maybe just able to create a little more shot forward.
But at the same time, Karim, it actually gives the Kalinago ladies an opportunity themselves to understand that sometimes there may be times where I don't not necessarily they're star players, but they're striking players may be absent. So the rest of the players need to form themselves and of course, quote unquote, step up. And
Yes,
of
for
course, we
sure.
have been seeing the Kalinago ladies really stepping up in the absence of that unfortunate red card And of course, defensively as well, we've seen Jessica Pearlway really step up in the defense a bit more in the absence of Sobers, who also got a red card inside the first 10 minutes of play this afternoon. Keeps it short. Clearance. Casey on the far end gets a bit more clearance, drives it down the line. Anybody there to answer for it? Yes, Joyce will make a sprint for it. Kiara with the interception not completed. Joyce holds on, looking to slide one in. Doesn't quite get through. And Timisha will make the run for it on the right wing. Will she get to it? Keeps it on the line. And the ball, she actually allows the ball, Kareem. Kareem, she actually had it inside.
Yeah,
And she allowed it to roll out.
I just think what you saw happen there was just a bit of fatigue after that long run to catch up to the ball. She maybe just didn't have the fitness of breath to bring it in. But Portsmouth still on the ball, and that's a shot. It's going wide, but the goalkeeper, Louise, still there on the ball with the throw out.
Well, Jessica has stepped up from a defensive position, Kareem. Joyce. Kalinago ladies get some clearance, trying to keep it on the line. Good one through. Apple gets a drive or attempting to go through. Jessica Pearlway gets a bit of a shot, shadows the ball back to her goalkeeper. As we're about to enter the 45th minutes, well, that's it. It's the first half in this nil encounter. The Roosevelt Carrot Portsmouth ladies versus the Kalinago Warrior ladies. 0-0 so far after 45 minutes. Kareem, just a quick synopsis from you as we wrap up. We'll be back in about 15 minutes.
Yeah, it's a good game so far. 0-0. I don't think any team deserves to be down at the halftime mark. Both teams really putting in some good efforts there. And it's gonna be a game of tight margins, maybe one mistake, maybe one moment of brilliance from somebody. Maybe the experience of the Portsmouth team shines through, or maybe the youthful exuberance of the Kalinago team shines through. But one thing's for sure, we'll be here for the next 45 minutes to cover.
All right, we'll be back. Welcome back to the Stock Farm Technical Center. As we are about to start the second half of this women's encounter in the DFA Women's League. The Kalinago Warriors have traveled from the Kalinago territory to face the town of Portsmouth Roosevelt Skerrit Bombers ladies 0-0 so far. And just a quick recap from a very early in the game, a double red card, one for each team. One goes to Christina Sobers, or went to Christina Sobers and China Tulok within the first 10 minutes. Karim Regis is here with me. Karim.
Good afternoon. As we get ready for the commencement of the second half here at the Stock Farm Technical Center, as you rightly said, Joseph, both teams playing with 10 women, and we're looking to see who can get the best of the other here this afternoon. Again, as we said, Portsmouth have a lot of experience in their backline, but the Kalinago Warrior lady is showing a lot of heart and determination as they look to break the deadlock. And that's a miss kick, and the Warriors can pounce on it as the number 15 for the Warriors coming down the line. Daru trying to get the ball across, but locked off. That's Pelway. Tamicia trying to spread one down the line to the number 13, Rosa Paul. Paul still on the ball. Rosa getting one to the box, and it hits the bar and is out of play, and that's going to be a goal kick to the Warriors, Joseph.
Very good early drive by the Portsmouth ladies, trying to see if they can pull one in very early in the second half. Normally by now, we would have seen at least a goal being scored. But for both teams, even with 10 players on the field, to be able to have held down each other for 45 minutes to 0 says something about the endurance and the tenacity of both teams.
Ooh, that's a nice take in the center. Good turn by Kezia Challenger, and Apple can come forward. And Apple really looking to come forward, but again, that's Jessica Pelway. Warriors still with the ball. Spreads it wide. Daru.
And the offside flag goes up.
Just an offside call there for the Kalinago Warriors team. Over the top. That's a good header out. And she had to get the header correct because there was two Portsmouth players really looking. And Apple pushed just a bit too hard. And that's a ball forward.
Daniela pushing forward. Could it be a one-on-one? No. She gets denied by Louise. But that was a good drive in the middle by Daniela. Sorry, Adina Warrington. Do apologize for that. Adina Warrington. In fact, Adina Warrington is a new player on the Portsmouth team. Karim, I think this is the very first game playing with the team. So she is being baptized into the game. And of course, she will be on the throw-in, Adina Warrington.
Warriors just been muscle of the ball at Joy. Coming through, lost out to Shillingford. Shillingford just unable to. Shillingford, no, actually that was Tulok losing that ball there. As the winds get a bit higher at the Stock Farm Technical Center, you have a strong breeze. bowling in that western direction, northwestern direction. Trying to get that through ball sliding through, but the goalkeeper quick off her line. Kezia on the ball. Kezia through center. That's a good pass. And Kezia can go. And Kezia really trying her best, but just unable to get around just Francois. Physically, in the Kalinago Warriors front line isn't as built, strong as that back line for Portsmouth, and that back line for Portsmouth still with some good recovery speed. So, you know, Joseph, it's a difficult asking for the young Kalinago ladies as Jessica Pelway completes that clearance. Ball in the center. And that's a through ball played forward.
That's a good one through. She's going to be making a run for it. Chastity and defensive interception has been completed. Kalinago Warriors pick up on the far end. It's going to be driving on the far end. Timisha puts under a bit of pressure, but they pick up a recovery in the midfield. The Kalinago ladies. As we hear the rustling of the wind through the trees. And there's Adina again, looking for some help. Slides one through to Chastity. Chastity is going to be making a slow run for it. And she was put under a bit of pressure, forces the ball out.
Yeah, just put under some pressure, then the ball's going to go out for a goal kick.
But both teams so far, Karim, in the second half seem to have almost equal amount of chances, as the goalkeeper is attempting to keep the ball down, but the wind is playing a very big factor.
Yeah, the strong winds.
Shillingford on the far end.
That's a ball forward.
Daru. She's under pressure. Jessica puts her under a bit of pressure there. She loses out.
Is to get anything from this game. Jessica Pelway has to continue playing at the level that she's playing at. Jessica has, I don't want to say by far, but Jessica has been the best player on the field so far for Portsmouth. Ball through. Apple. Offside.
Offside.
Inside, I want you inside.
And you spoke of Jessica Pelway, of course, recently coming off the tour, the World Cup qualifiers. She was part of that national team, and she has been a part of the national team for a number of runs, Kareem. Joyce trying to make a run for it. Daniela shadowing it.
Good work by the Kalinago goalkeeper. Another opportunity! And he hits the bar! And it's out!
It didn't score. First attempt at goal by the newcomer Adina Warrington. And the Kalinago ladies attempted to make a counter quickly in through to the middle, but that was a very, very, very good try by the newcomer Adina Warrington. I think the bar got the better of it, Kareem. Took the post.
Yes, but that shot ricocheting off of the inside of the bar. And Portsmouth coming forward.
Timisha Makes a run for it. Tries to keep the ball in play and just gives up.
It's going to be a corner kick.
But Kareem, you have to admire that first attempt by the newcomer, Adina Warrington, playing with the number 5. I suspect, Kareem, we may be seeing some good work coming in from her for probably the rest of this game and, of course, subsequent games to come for the Portsmouth ladies.
It's going to be a throw in on the far end. Almost an eerie silence.
Yes.
And the Kalinago Warrior girls can come through. Jessica gets past 2. Jessica trying to play one into Joy, and that's a header.
That's Daniela Laura with the header. Gets a clearance. Corner for Portsmouth.
Ball of play will be Portsmouth's ball. Throw in. Good work by the both players. The Portsmouth player keeping possession and Kalinago Warrior player applying that pressure. Jessica on the ball. 2 times here. Back to Jessica.
Adina. And clearance by Daniela Laura with Kalinago Warriors.
Yeah, but it's at the expense of a corner kick, and Portsmouth now finally applying some consistent pressure in the game.
And you've seen Jessica advance from defense to a more striking position. Gets one into the box. Ball down.
It's a handball. Chastity. Guilty party there. Only as far as Chastity. Chastity trying to get the ball under control, and the defense of the Warriors can come through. Similar to last night, Joseph. I mean, both teams doing extremely well, and it's a game where I feel both teams deserve something from the game.
Yes.
Yeah, we saw well last night with that last-minute blunder from Southeast, allowing Maho to take a 3-2 victory. And I think similarly, this evening, I feel that it might be a mistake. Again, might be a moment of magic from somebody that wins or loses the game for their team. And that's Joyce trying to get that interception through Rosa. Oh, good return. Rosa, but crowded out there by the Kalinago defenders and one. And that's a shot. It makes it all the way. Dina. And it's a goal. And the deadlock is finally broken, Joseph. Goal coming from Adina Warrington, the newcomer, opening her account for the Portsmouth team. That goal coming in the 59th minute of play. So just on the hour mark. Just on the hour mark here, we have the team's first goal. And it's going to be 1-0 in favor of Portsmouth.
Taking her time, Kareem, looking for that space on the left-hand side of the goalkeeper, Louise. Just leaving a bit too much space for her. and just allowing her just to slide one in. That was her very good welcome into the Portsmouth team, and I'm sure that the coaching staff is very, very, very happy with that. As Jessica Pielui has reverted back to her defensive role. Louise keeps it short. Adina attempting to put some pressure onto the defensive line of the Kalinago ladies, looking to see if they can get one long forward. Keeps it on the line. Interception by Joyce. Joyce again. Casey. Adina plays it into the middle.
Nice one, Chelsea. Yeah.
Shanice. Daru. Ooh.
Strong challenge. The one of the things I can say, Joseph, is the Portsmouth lane is in fact up. But look at the age of the teams, and the Kalinago Warriors team is going to be set up to dominate the league. Well, it will be one of the teams I expect to dominate the league after the next 3, 4, 5 years. So, I'm not looking at the likes of them, South City, for example, to dominate the league right away. I think the league still belongs to the likes of Portsmouth, Maho, Harlem,
Yep.
Goodwill Runners, for example. Even Goodwill Runners themselves too, you can see are in a bit of a transition period out of some of the old guard and into some of the younger players with the likes of Brianna Briggs and others. But with this Kalinago team, they can keep this team together. I expect them to do some great things in the coming years in the Women's Premier League. As that ball makes it all the way across, Joyce just fluffs her lines and is unable to apply the finishing touch. And Joyce just unable. And
but Kareem, you have a very strong point, in fact, a very valid point as well. Very, very valid point. In fact, last night, we started to see it in the likes of the Southeast team, a very young team. And like you said, you just have to give them a bit of time. It's just like one of the teams who made it up in the Premier League. I won't call a team, but they took their time to build up, and their reward has been a great elevation to the Premier League. As Daru attempts to dance her way back to Daru on the right side, and unfortunately has to let the ball roll out. But I do hope these teams who have been elevated to the premiers, we still want to congratulate them. If hopefully we will see at least the women's side of them as well. Like you said, it may not come right away, but in time.
In time.
A legacy is not built instantly. It takes time. So
it is, and that's a beautiful ball over the top.
Timisha makes a run. Timisha!
Great save! By the Kalinago goalkeeper, getting down low and getting a strong wrist to the ball, keeping her Kalinago team alive as they can come forward. The Warriors, she skips past one, but good cover there.
KC, one forward. Not sure if Adina actually didn't see that particular one, Kareem.
She was offside.
Yeah. Oh, okay.
So if she had made a move towards the ball, the referee would have blown whistle or the linesman. Oh, that's a good touch. But Joyce really trying to keep that ball in play, but unable.
Laura. Keeps it
Good
to
work there by
Daru.
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 Into the center. Apple! 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 Oh, what a save! Shante Hazel! Shante Hazel! Is a save? The ball went wide?
The ball went wide, Kareem.
Oh, the ball went wide, but still good work by the goalkeeper. No, it's a corner. That's why that's a save by Shante.
Yes.
Corner kick.
Good save by the goalkeeper, and of course as well, Kareem. Good attempt by Apple. Almost catching her off guard just slightly, but able to catch herself.
Nice one, Spirit.
Ball still in the defensive third of Portsmouth. Trying to shadow. And it's out of play, will be a throw in, and Warriors really piling on that pressure. Really trying to get a goal to get themselves back level in this game.
You are doing yourself work, you know. You are doing yourself, you are killing yourself, you know. You are doing yourself wickedness. Don't say I do your wickedness. Because I tell you what to do. Right. Leave the energy to make a
some strong bits of encouragement as the Kalinago ladies attempt to get one in. Apple, oh, just loses out just slightly as the Misha Pielui on the far end attempts to drive down, gets the drive. Timisha and Lee and Laura clears it out. Jessica Pielui. Rosa. Back to Jessica. Jessica looking for some space to possibly push one long forward. Keeps it short to Adina. Adina turns only into a one-woman wall as the Kalinago ladies try to drive one in. Not much power on it.
I would say the girls, small white girls, that please.
Joyce. Back to Joyce.
Header.
And Adina is down. Daru keeps it on the line and
That you promoting my brother. You are promoting my brother. The player don't.
a player is down on the field, and the coach was just asking for just a bit of fair play. Just a bit of fair play. So Adina Warrington, who is the goal scorer for the Portsmouth ladies, feeling a bit of cramping maybe on the field.
Yeah, just a bit of cramping there.
in this 1-0 encounter so far in favor of the Portsmouth ladies, Karim.
It looks like it's the goal scorer who's actually unable to continue. Just suffering from a bout of cramp. It happens to the best of us.
Yes.
Happens to some of us even without sporting activity.
But she has had a very good game so far. Karim, I think you beautifully described it, opening up her account. And the goal scoring, her welcome has been very beneficial to the team. 1 goal to her name so far as she sits out maybe the rest of the game, as the Portsmouth ladies are now down to 9, and Daru making a run for it. Daru gets one into the center.
Tula! Ooh, just unable to generate the power behind the ball. Looks like Portsmouth is preparing a substitution for the injured player. Claudette Lewis will be taking the pitch. So 1-0 again.
Joyce. Timisha unable to fashion anything from it. Ooh, and a shove in her back, Karim.
Yeah, it's a bit of a badge there. But the breaking player allows for the substitution to be made. So Portsmouth back to the full complement. Well, when they say the full complement, the full legal complement, which is 10.
Normally we see Claudette Lewis usually coming into play as what I can probably call a quote-unquote a normal substitute, but she's coming in fact, for Adina Warrington, the injured Adina Warrington, who doesn't seem to be able to continue the rest of the game. Kalinago ladies trying to play from the back.
The game is still 1-0. It's still an opportunity available for them. They get on the ball in the center, trying to bring the ball forward. Rosa lost out, and the Warriors chilling forward, tries to get it wide. Unable to corral that in is the number 5 for the Warriors. That was
Daniela Laura.
Just losing out on that fast. Well, they're on the near side. It's giving possession away with the throw in. And now it's going to be Kalinago's ball. There's still some football action this evening, Joseph. There's the preliminary game between the LA Stars and Bathurst State, and the winner of that game will be playing against Wayne George in the round of 16 of the President's Cup First Division edition. As we know, the winners of the President's Cup Premier were Dubla. Warriors knocking out some good triangles there on the near side, trying to get a ball into the box. And it won't roll out of play, and Jessica Pell, we can clean up and put it out for a throw in. As we enter the
74th minute.
So just about like 16, 15 minutes left of play in this match. Still, a lot of time for the Warriors to get back into the game or for Portsmouth to score another and put a nail in the coffin for the Warriors.
Rosa. Kalinago playing in free to the middle. Looking for some options. Frank defensively puts on the pressure, gets a good shadow back to her keeper. Interception on the center attacking midfield position there by Apple. Oh, she's put under a bit of pressure by Timisha. Loses out, but the Kalinago ladies still hold on as they attempt to drive down through the channel. Interception completed. And Joyce coming in for a drive. It's 2-on-1.
Good
Loses
defending.
out.
Good defending by the Warriors. Very composed at the back.
Daniela having a bit of a mistouch with the ball. Mother and daughter, in fact, Claudette Lewis, Shanita Casey. We've seen a number of mother and daughters in the leagues. In fact, I think we have 2 of them for the Portsmouth on the Portsmouth team, Karim.
Footballing, well, there are a lot of football families in general in Dominica. When you think about it, really.
Rosa.
Ooh, that's a good take by Shillingford. And Shillingford continue, well, Chulo actually continuing her on.
So just about 15 or so, just a little under 15 or so minutes to go. Keeps it short. Warriors. Long one. And it's just wide, Karim.
I'm telling you something, Joseph. The Kalinago Warriors have been playing some very good football. And as these girls get older and their bodies develop and they become stronger, I would place my money in about 2 or 3 years' time. The Warriors will be really challenging at the top of the Women's Premier League table. Jessica, it's a long one forward. To nobody. Good turn. And a missed kick by Jessica. Put under pressure.
Rosa.
And the Warriors really looking to get something from this game. But might be things to the counter attack. That's Joyce. 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 Good defenders, a strong challenge. What a tackle coming in from Leah and Laura on Joyce. And Leah just letting Joyce know that nothing easy. Ball coming in. Nice attempt by the substitute.
Claudette.
That was Claudette Lewis.
Jessica to Daru putting Jessica under a bit of pressure, and KLW loses out to the young Daru, trying to slide one in through to the middle, and she's muscled out by Frank. Frank plays to Rosa with the ball right now. Timisha tries to get one in. Back to Timisha. Casey.
Clearance completed.
And the Kalinago Warriors get ball back into play. Jessica. Oh, good attempt. Oh, beautiful save by Hazel.
Shanti Hazel really earning her money here this afternoon.
Challenger on the foot of that corner. Keeps it short. KLW gets a clearance. Ball back into the penalty area. Daru. Looks to get some space. Doesn't quite get the opening.
It's been a very frustrating afternoon for the Warriors, despite their best efforts, just really unable to fashion anything.
Luis. Daru. Ooh.
Pelwi.
So just under 10 minutes to go, Kareem. Corner in favor of the Kalinago ladies. Keeps it short. Keeps it on the line. Rosa. No one there to help her as yet. 2-on-1. Still looking for some help. No one there to answer for it. Daniela, this time playing on the line. Slides one in, or attempts to slide one into Daru. And clearance completed by Destiny Francois.
We're just entering the final few minutes of play here at the Sock Farm Technical Center. Just about 7 minutes remaining in the game. It's been a tight affair here. 1-0 the deficit. Goal coming from the boots.
Adina Warrington,
who had to be substituted, but it's all Kalinago Warriors for the past few moments, really trying to find their way through. And Portsmouth Defense just holding strong. Jessica Pelby, really the star of the show.
Joyce trying to beat one, doesn't get past two Kareem on the far end. As the Warriors start their comeback. Dante's pass one, keeps it on the line. Slides one in, and Jessica Pelby again is just patiently waiting.
Warriors entering the box. Warriors trying to get the ball through. Bobbling, and it's gonna roll harmlessly. And Shantae Hazel can pick it up. Good cover.
Daniela to Daru on the wing. Daru trying to dance her way through.
That really hasn't been able to get the best of Destiny Francois on that left half for Portsmouth. But it's going to be a corner kick and again another opportunity for the Kalinago Warriors to get something from the game.
Keeps it short. I'm not sure if the wind is has started back being a factor right now, Kareem. Daru is going to make a run for it, and Jessica Pelby will just shadow it out. 3 or so minutes to go before referee Kayode decides how much time added will he give, if any.
Man in the center, Coyote Matthew.
Jessica Pelby with the infamous long one forward. Claudette tries to put the defender under some pressure. And last touches of the foot of Daniela.
Warriors. Shooting forward.
Daru.
Where's the white? Pelby. Pelby playing forward. Ball out of play, and it'll be Portsmouth's ball. Professional job by Portsmouth. 1-0 victory. That's the most professional result in football. You come, you do a job, you go home.
Keep it simple.
Keep it simple. But still a little bit of time on the clock that the Warriors could surprise us.
Never know.
If you had to pick a player of the game, who would it be, Joseph?
For her. Well, just before we decide that, if I did have to pick, I think we've mentioned her name quite a number of times during the game. It would be Jessica Pelby for me.
Yeah, Jessica Pelby really doing a lot of the cleaning up for Portsmouth. I mean, yes, the goal did come from Warrington. That would be the winner. But if you're looking at the overall impact of the game, I think if it wasn't for Jessica's input,
So you still have the skills, Karim.
Just a bit too. Just a bit. Just enough to be useful.
Well, Daru in the dying moments for the Kalinago Warriors, showing a bit of zeal. Portsmouth gets the frame. Timisha slides one through.
Let's go, Warriors. One more
Daru.
attempt. Daru.
Ooh. Oh, and she holds on. She was
opportunity. Shante.
Kermie rightfully said it about 2 minutes ago. There is time, and we could possibly see something coming from the Warriors literally in the dying moment or two. We are at the discretion / mercy of referee Coyote Matthew, who's just had a look at his watch. Possibly 1 or 2 minutes being added. We're encouraging everybody to actually come to the Stock Farm Technical Center for the next game. Purely with her infamous long ones forward. So as we indicated earlier on, for her overall performance and
man of the match, well, player of the match, Jessica Perley. Tough day at the office for the Warriors. Again, professionally job done from the Portsmouth team, and we expect the final whistle, and that's the final whistle actually, and it's a 1-0 win for Portsmouth. Joseph, tough day at the office for the Kalinago Warriors, as we said, but again, very well done by the Roosevelt Carried Portsmouth Bombers women's team.
Very much so. And you know, Karim, I want to just re-emphasize a point that you made earlier on. I just sort of give them a bit of encouragement. You know, you said earlier on this is a very young Kalinago team, but like you said, even if they, you know, they might not be doing too strong at this point, but just give them time. Just give them time. And you're very correct in that. In fact, you're speaking from the experience of a coach being yourself. So hats off to this Kalinago Warriors team as well. You know, just to keep encouraging them. So yes, that's it from myself, Joseph Fadul, and Karim. Any final words, Karim?
No final words, just again tune in next week as we'll have more action from the Women's Premier League, the boys under 18, the boys under 15, and the First Division President's Cup. That'll be all from us tonight. Sleep well and enjoy the week.
Yep.
Barry?